It's our final day at sea, and it's been a relaxing and special family day. So this morning, we stayed in bed and watched the Love Boat in our pajamas until our ultimate balcony breakfast came. Special thanks to our travel agent, Wendy, for surprising us with that. If you're not familiar with the ultimate balcony breakfast, it is an upcharge. We actually couldn't have breakfast on our balcony this morning because it was a little bit too chilly. So we actually just enjoyed breakfast in bed. It was wonderful. What they bring you is some smoked salmon, some little bread to put the salmon on, and all the fixing for smoked salmon. You get a quiche, salad, bacon, fruit, pastries, coffee, and orange juice. It's really special and very romantic. It's not quite as much of a production as the Ultimate Balcony Dinner, but it's still really special and a wonderful romantic thing to do. And you get to choose the time that they come to your room. After that, Mr. Cruise Tips TV went for his second session of acupuncture, which has been a really great experience on this cruise. I'm so glad that he's given that a try. And then Junior and I headed down to the piazza for a special kids event where the parents got to come and do all kinds of different things. They had a Thanksgiving themed clay building competition. They had glitter tattoos, line dancing. Stanley the bear was there. It was really wonderful, so much fun. So now I am getting ready to go enjoy my last day in the Enclave, the little spa area, the thermal suite here, and then we're off to the Crown Grill. Finally, the Crown Grill on this cruise. We've been wanting to do it, so I'm sure the boys will have filet mignon. I'm considering getting the sea bass. I want to try something a little bit different. But before I go, I'm going to go pack one suitcase up really quickly, just so I don't have to do it all after dinner. You know how it's just so depressing to do that. So after that, I'll get showered up, and we're going to be heading to the Crown Grill for dinner, and hopefully this evening we can catch the fountain show, finally. Our cruise is coming to a close. It's so bittersweet. This has been a really special one. Okay, let's back up a little bit and talk about tonight. So we made it to the Crown Grill. We had a wonderful dinner. I had an aviation martini that was so good. It's kind of smoky, almost like a little chipotle smokiness to it. Totally unexpected. For our appetizers, we had some salads and a lobster cake. And I finally tried the black and blue Jack Daniel's French onion soup. And I had sea bass with shrimp, and Mr. Cruise Tips TV had the surf and turf. Junior had a filet. It was lovely. I really feel like specialty dining on night one or the last night of your cruise is just a really nice way to kind of kick things off if it's in the beginning, or distract you from the end if it's on the last night of your cruise. It was absolutely wonderful. And guys, we made it to the fountain show, and it was all that I hoped it would be. I don't know how it's possible that we couldn't make it this entire week, but we made it tonight. It's a little bit emotional. This was like a Mediterranean theme. It's just beautiful. It kind of just embodies everything that Princess is to me. So classy and just elegant, and really just brings you closer to the sea. I loved it. So before we sign off, I want to just talk about some of the highlights of this cruise. Of course, the crew was amazing. The staff and the crew were so wonderful. We enjoyed meeting everyone. And on a ship of this size, that we're managing over 4,000 passengers, over 800 of which were children, they did an amazing job. Also, the Medallion net technology, the ocean medallion technology, was so cool. What's interesting is that though We enjoyed it for its simplicity. We enjoyed the simple things like keyless entry into our room, the ease of embarkation. It wasn't about the technology for us, it was about the ease that it brought. It was so great. Every morning I would go get my coffee and come back to the room with 2 coffees, and I would just kind of open the door with my elbow because my Medallion opened it for me. It was really cool. But what's really interesting about the Medallion, and I think the takeaway for me, is that it actually makes the crew's life better. So we kept talking with staff and crew, and they kept mentioning to us how the Medallion made their life better, how it was easier for them to communicate with the folks back home. And I just thought that was so meaningful. Another highlight of this cruise was the ultimate balcony dinner. Recreating that romantic night that my husband and I had 15 years ago, but with our son. The night we were in Puerto Vallarta was just so romantic, and it was so beautiful. So if you haven't seen that Puerto Vallarta vlog, go back and watch it. It was so good. The excursions were also another highlight. We booked all of our excursions with Princess Cruises this time, and we tend to book a combination of excursions with the cruise line and then independently. But this was very relaxing, never having to worry about what time we were getting back to port. It was just a real diversion from what we're used to. There was no rushing. It was great. Also, the fact that this cruise was so close to home was really special for us. There was no flight. There was no stress in the transportation. It was just, it felt like our hometown cruise line. It was absolutely wonderful. So thank you so much for following along with us. We had a wonderful time on Royal Princess, and we'll definitely be back. Special thanks to Princess Cruises for hosting our family for this beautiful week. It was really memorable, and we'll never forget it. Thank you all so much for watching. And until next time, we'll see you on the high seas. Good night.